What is up, guys? Drew Martin here with the SEC rundown for Saturday's card. Talking to you later on Thursday here from Las Vegas, Nevada. As you can see in the background, the sun's going down. We got 4 SEC games here on Saturday. I'm breaking them down, all of them actually. I'm breaking down all the games with a best bet and a degenerate bet on all the games so far this year. Degenerate style, 13-13, whereas the best bet's 3-1 off of a loss last week for the best bet. So hopefully can turn the best bets and overall degenerate specials into some winners this week. So first up here, I'll go in order of kickoff on SEC Network, 12 noon Eastern kick here. Ole Miss hosting the Auburn Tigers. We're seeing Auburn minus 3.5-point favorites, 70.5 being the total. Bo Nix, this Bo Nix experiment, it's really not working. His whole career at Auburn just hasn't looked that great. 3 interceptions last week. He's had 10 touchdowns and 10 interceptions when playing on the road. Of course, they're in Oxford, Mississippi this week. Matt Corral, the quarterback for Mississippi, he had 6 interceptions last week, so not a very good performance, but thinking he might be in bounce back mode here. I'll take Lane Kiffin's play calling over the play calling that Auburn's been dialing up this year. And Bo Nix, it's almost one of those situations where I think he needs to go to the bench, and that's not the end of Bo Nix at Auburn, but watch somebody else do it and then the quarterback come back in and actually perform a lot better. I think that might be a good situation for Bo Nix and the Auburn Tigers offense going forward, but haven't seen that as of yet. So opening kickoff here, 12 noon Eastern kick. I like Ole Miss plus 3.5, and I do have 2 favorites, 2 underdogs on the card for the SEC this weekend. So for the 12 noon kick, Ole Miss plus 3.5. Next game up, we got a 4 p.m. Eastern kick on SEC Network. Kentucky at Missouri, 47 being the total. Kentucky minus 5. I like the Wildcats here. You know, they are 2-2 ATS, which ATS stands for against the spread record this season, but not far off from being 4-0, undefeated. And if the Wildcats were, I think this line would be a lot different, likely laying doubles here. That Kentucky versus Auburn and also Kentucky versus Ole Miss, I think those two were toss-up games, and they didn't go Kentucky's way. So I just really think that this line would be a lot different if they were able to win those. I think Kentucky's defense is the best defense, well, at least a lot better defense than Missouri playing LSU last weekend when they were able to get a big win, yes. But overall this season, I don't think they have the firepower to go head-to-head with this Kentucky defense. Last year, Kentucky won 29-7. I think we kind of get a similar outlook here. So I'm going to lay the number here with the Kentucky Wildcats minus 5, especially because that Missouri injury list is looking pretty long. And I know that there was 2 bang-ups on Kentucky's defensive line. I think one of them will play here, though. So Kentucky minus 5 is the play in the 4 p.m. kickoff on SEC Network. We got 7 p.m. kickoff here, South Carolina versus LSU. That will be the best bet. Forgot the Alabama versus Tennessee game here, 3:30 Eastern kick on CBS. A lot of people consider this a rivalry. I don't know about a lot of people, maybe Tennessee fans, but it really hasn't been that big of a rivalry, with Nick Saban going 13-0 versus Tennessee since he took over the head coaching job for Alabama, I believe in 2008. He's also cashed 9 of those games, going 9-4 against the spread against Tennessee since he's taken over the head coaching job. And he's also 22-0 versus former assistants. He's facing his former defensive coordinator and head coach Jeremy Pruitt for the Tennessee Vols. Tennessee having all kinds of trouble at the quarterback position. I don't think that they're going to be able to score all that much against the Alabama defense. And I mean, Alabama's offense, it's the exact recipe you want when laying big numbers. And in order to cover 3 touchdowns here, you're going to want the offensive coordinator, the quarterback, the head coach, and not necessarily the head coach here with Nick Saban not being that great, you know, when laying big numbers, but Sark, Mac Jones, a former first-round pick in the NFL, in my opinion, throwing the ball down the field to those talented receivers. I'm going to lay minus 21 here with the Alabama Crimson Tide to cover against Tennessee. So we got Alabama minus 21, Mississippi plus 3.5, and Kentucky -5 in the 3 games we've broken down so far. Now time for the best bet on ESPN, 7 p.m. kickoff here, talking South Carolina at LSU. You can get South Carolina +6 here, also +185 on the money line, meaning +6. Obviously, they have to lose by less than 6 points here. +185 on the money line. You got to risk $100. And if South Carolina goes into Baton Rouge and wins outright, like I think that they will, you'll get $185 on the kickback. It's a total of 55 here. South Carolina, depending what closing number you've gotten them at, they are undefeated against the spread this season, 4-0. I think a lot of it is attributed to their offensive system. Will Muschamp made a great hire in the offseason, hiring Mike Bobo, who comes over from Colorado State and brings the transfer senior quarterback Colin Hill with him. So the quarterback didn't have to learn a new system, and it's come out here and it's something in 2020 when a quarterback's had to learn a new system with the limited spring practices and the off season with COVID-19. It was a real big issue, and that didn't have to happen here with the Gamecocks. And so far this season, it's been a money maker betting on South Carolina. Looking to bet on them again here with the best bet. LSU quarterback banged up. They might have to play, two true freshman quarterbacks if he doesn't play. So watch out for that. And LSU defense, statistically, bottom 10 defense in college football. So all of that adding up to, I think, the wrong team's favored here, guys, off by 6 or more points, with South Carolina +6 being the best bet. I'm also sprinkling some +185 on the money line. So that does it for the SEC rundown, guys. And if you're joining me live, SML money line, absolutely, man. I appreciate you joining me on Twitter at Drew Martin Bets, YouTube at Drew Martin Bets, and Facebook Drew Martin Bets as well, guys. So shout out everybody doing the SEC rundown each and every week in under 10 minutes. A bet on every game. 13-13 degenerate style down the card. Also 3-1 in the best bets. The best bet is South Carolina +6. We'll do a rundown here of the bets. Alabama -21, Ole Miss +3.5, Kentucky -5, and that best bet on South Carolina +6. So guys, best of luck out there if you're tailing from Las Vegas. I am Drew Martin on Twitter at Drew Martin Bets. Be well out there, be safe, and enjoy the weekend in college football.